And our lead this hour coming from the land. Now, the Cleveland Browns are not going to lose a game this weekend. It's going to be impossible for that to happen. But that is where there is a story that caught my attention. It stopped on my radar for all the wrong reasons. The Cleveland football team getting some attention. So if you've not heard yet, maybe not, we've learned that Deshaun Watson, the creepy quarterback, he had a shoulder issue, and Deshaun Watson has managed to upset the Cleveland Brown locker room. There are clicks, clickety-click. There are clicks in the Cleveland Browns locker room. And why did he upset them? Well, he was medically cleared to play in the game against the Ravens this past weekend. Kevin Stefanski, the coach, thought he was going to play, and Watson said, "You know what? I'm good. I don't think I can play." Now, Stefanski publicly has defended his quarterback, but behind closed doors, it's not rainbows and lollipops, puppy dogs. No, different story for the creepy quarterback. Cleveland was forced to throw out fifth-round rookie quarterback from UCLA, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who was absolutely microwaved by the Baltimore defense in that game. A epic mismatch, kind of like Poppy picking NFL games. Not good, not good. All right, so let us discuss the question. Now, here it is. What is your take on Deshaun Watson upsetting the Cleveland Browns locker room by bailing out at the last minute? So I've got code violations, pigeonholed, and Pied Piper. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a nice turkey sandwich, a well-made turkey sandwich with the proper ratio of turkey, bread, onion, and even mayo. I don't need the lettuce.
Yummy.
Good. All right, so the question, again, what's your take on the Deshaun Watson story upsetting a clique, a faction of the Browns locker room? So this is a huge boner for Deshaun Watson. It is. All right, it's a mistake by Deshaun Watson. These are the kinds of things that end up working as acts of sabotage for a season. You are deliberately damaging the culture in Cleveland. Now, we read that Watson had told his teammates during the week, I'm going to play. Don't worry, I'm going to play. I'm going to be out there, okay? I'm going to play. So during the week, the players on the offense for Cleveland were told by Watson, he was going to play. The team doctors, the medical staff, then cleared Deshaun Watson. Good to go. You're okay. You can play. Got a shoulder issue, right? So, all right, you're good to go. At 10:30 in the morning on Sunday, less than 3 hours before kickoff, Watson said, I don't think so. I'm good. I'm gonna sit this one out and get a massage on the sidelines. I'll go in that injury tent, get a nice little touchy-feely massage. That's what he likes. All right, anyway, so, yeah, I know. All right, so let's discuss. Now, going a little deeper here. This is a debacle, okay? This is a debacle, and you got to read the fine print on this one, because if you read the fine print, this is what's known as a code violation, a bunch of code violations. Ergo, what do I always talk about on the show if you listen regularly? The code of the West. I believe in living my life by the code of the West. And among the code of the West, if you read the fine print on that, when you make a promise, you keep it. You do what needs to be done. That's also part of the code of the West. And you ride for the brand. Watson is a bad employee. Let me give you the analogy here, okay? He's kind of like Blake Snell. Bro, I'm risking my life, bro. He's like Blake Snell. All right. He did not give the Browns the proper amount of time to prepare their backup quarterback. Of course, what do you expect? The guy's known as the creepy quarterback. He's the NFL's highest paid player. But here's the deal, all right? He's like the employee that you got a big assignment at work, kind of like you got a world-famous pianist coming in studio to perform, to talk about music, and then you don't show up. I'm not going to name any names. I'm just in a hypothetical situation, right? You're known as the Vanisher. And, you go out and enjoy a 3-martini lunch, whatever. But it's like you have a big assignment at work, and you're not there. And that's essentially what Watson did when he was cleared to play. Now you say, well, the doctors, who trust the doctors in the NFL? And maybe that's a fair statement, but in the world we live in, that does matter. So publicly, the Browns are saying all the right things, but privately, there is a mutiny on the Brownie. All right. Now, secondly, we go to Northern California. Mason, the Millennial's new favorite NFL team, he quit the Broncos to be a 49er fan. And the Niners, their quarterback, Brock Purdy. Brock. I wonder if he's going to do a kid. If I was Brock Purdy this weekend, I would mock the quarterback, Dakota Prescott of the Cowboys. I would come out. Yeah, here we go. Did you watch if you watched the Patriot game against the Cowboys, you know exactly what I'm referencing. You didn't watch it? That was Dak Prescott at the line of scrimmage. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Anyway, but Brock Purdy has been amazing. He's the highest rated quarterback in the NFL. That seems to be pretty good. That seems like you're doing your job when you're the highest rated quarterback in the NFL. He's also being called out as nothing more than a phony, that he is a system quarterback, Brock Purdy. In fact, Kyle Shanahan was asked, he's plausibly the coach in 49er land. So Kyle Shanahan was asked about that, and of course, as you might have guessed, he took umbrage at that line of questioning, and as Warner Wolf used to say, let's go to the audio tape.
What would you say to those who say that Brock is still largely a product of your system?
That's pretty ridiculous. You just got to watch the tape. He plays at a high level every time he's been out there. He's done it in a lot of different situations versus a lot of different defenses, on the road, at home, in playoff games, when injured. You can't do all that stuff. He's been out there too long. It's on tape.
My favorite, go watch the tape. Well, no, we're not supposed to. You're the one that watches the tape. We don't watch the tape. That's your job. We don't get paid to watch the tape. You watch the tape. So if you can't tell us, other than say watching the tape, that's not an answer, right? It's like hey, let me ask the teacher about the question on the test, and you're like, well, no, just go read the book. I'm not gonna help you with it. Just go read the book. All right? No, watch the tape. Well, no, you help me out here. Help me out. All right, anyway, listen. Here's the question. Does Brock Purdy qualify as a system quarterback in air quotes, for the 49ers? So the answer on this, after a brief investigation, I'm nodding my head yes. You can't see me, but I'm nodding my head yes. Brock Purdy at this point is a system quarterback. Now, that does not mean he's bad. He's not. He's been very good. He's been perfect for the San Francisco football team. But the fact that Shanahan hit the berserk button, right, and ranted, watch the tape, all that, he kept repeating that mantra. He knows that this is offensive to the player, right? This is defaming the player. And so he's got to stand by his guy, and it also hit a nerve because it's truthful. And Brock Purdy is pigeonholed, right? He's pigeonholed as a supporting actor, and he will remain classified as such until he does one of two things. Here's the test, and I know the test. How to end being a system quarterback and get street cred. Here it is. A, you go to a less talented team, a team perceived to blow, and a bunch of hungry puppies around you, and you maintain your level of play. No longer a system quarterback. B, the other thing you do is you stay long enough with the 49ers. You stand the test of time. And that means not 2 or 3 years. That means 5+, close to 10 years. People have very short memories, but we've been here a long time behind these microphones at Fox Sports Radio, and I may or may not be old enough to recall when a guy named Tom Brady started out with the Patriots, and everyone said the same thing. Well, beginner's luck, and he wasn't even really all that good when he started with the Patriots. And then when the Patriots won, and they won again in a short time period, People say, well, he's a system quarterback. They got good special teams, good defense there. He does the bare minimum. That was the tag. That was the branding of Tom Brady. But, I know, shocking. But it wasn't until he passed the muster and the test of time, and he stayed with the Patriots, and they kept winning, and they changed players around him, and they kept winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, and he kept putting better numbers up, and all of a sudden it's like, well, no, he's not a system quarterback. He's just kind of good. He's just kind of good, and that's really the thing. Now, our final thought. So we quickly head to prime time. Deion Sanders cannot make it through a show without mentioning Deion Sanders' name. Deion Sanders was invited to a dinner with the 76ers. For reasons only the 76ers know, they have gone to Colorado for training camp. I guess they couldn't find any place in the Keystone State. They couldn't find anything there in Pennsylvania or Jersey or Ohio or anywhere. So they had to go over to Colorado. Seems like an odd move. So Deion Sanders took the opportunity at a team function surrounded by the Sixers and their coach, Mr. Nurse. He's a male nurse, Nick Nurse. And he took the opportunity to call out NBA superstars for ducking matchups against one another. Now, the implication was rather obvious. He took a direct shot, Deion Sanders, at Joel Embiid for running scared of Nikola Jokic, which he did. Late last season, there was a head-to-head matchup, and that was supposed to help decide the MVP award. But Joel Embiid, he got tight-tuchus syndrome, couldn't handle the moment, kind of like a playoff game, and he didn't show up. Didn't play. Well, he showed up. He just didn't play in the game. And Deion went on a rant. He said they want to be Tarzan on paper. He talked about the superstar players, but they don't sell me the game that when I turn on the TV, this is what Deion said, this is what I'm going to get. Then I turn on the TV, I don't get that. I don't like that. He said if Embiid is playing the Joker, I want to see Embiid versus the Joker, he said. I love that matchup. He said if not, I'll go watch the BET Awards. Well, I don't know if you need to do that, Deion. All right, so give me your school of thought. Here's the question. Give me your school of thought on Deion Sanders ripping NBA stars and Joel Embiid right to his face for essentially being cowards and ducking out on matchups that were made for TV. So Deion is proving yet again he is the epitome of the Pied Piper of sport. He is the Pied Piper. He violated all dinner party decorum. He ripped the host. You don't do that. You do not rip the host. But nobody seemed to be all that offended for the 76ers because Coach Prime can do whatever he wants, thanks to his ability to charm and mesmerize everyone he comes across. And I loved it, right? Deion hit the bullseye, and to say it right to Embiid's face, like, you're a coward. You won the MVP, but you're a coward. You didn't want to play the Joker. That's embarrassing. And Embiid, rather than handle all that smoke, as Deion said, he would rather have smoke blown up his skirt than face the competition. And so it does not have the fighting spirit. But he was rewarded for being tardy, and he got the regular season MVP, but the Joker, of course, won the finals MVP. It is the